The return of my Coin Lady channel brings me much joy. This year, the XRP ledger will receive more than $1.6 trillion. Also, I've been digging into Ripple's other massive partnerships, including SBI Holdings, for quite some time. And you should all pay close attention, because this will have some incredibly crazy implications for XRP's future. Why have the markets been so unpredictable as of late? I'm sure many of you are asking the same thing. We need to organize a massive rally, but we can't seem to get over this obstacle. Yes, I also have a ton of news to share with you on that, but I've been really busy researching today. So, to ensure that this video is visible to everyone, kindly hit the like button. Now, let's dive into the details of this massive relationship with SBI Holdings and much more. Because the United States of America has been engaging in some rather peculiar behavior, I'd like to begin by discussing the Fed's recent turn. Despite our efforts to increase employment, stock prices have been falling. You can observe that despite the US adding 100,000 more jobs than anticipated, equities and cryptocurrency continued to decline. Additionally, the unemployment rate dropped to 4.1% shortly after the Fed announced a worsening of the labor market. The question remains, though, why? Why is this taking place? To start, December saw a net gain of 256,000 jobs for the US economy, which was 92,000 more than analysts had predicted. Additionally, for the past 6 months, the US economy has created an average of 165,000 new employment. The Fed screwed up in July, delaying the rate decreases, and this is the highest 6-month average since then. It is puzzling that stocks are selling at a steep discount to the jobs report, despite the fact that it first came in stronger than expected. What causes a market crash? First, we would clarify what occurred in September if the US job market is indeed stronger than anticipated. The Federal Reserve started cutting rates in 2008 with a 50 basis point drop. At the time, we were very critical of this decision. The rationale for it was that inflation was approaching their 2% target and job gains had stalled. The inverse, however, is presently occurring since that time. The pace of job growth is quickening, and inflation is visibly increasing again. This renders any possibility of interest rate decreases by the Federal Reserve moot. We require higher rates, if anything, in the event of a robust labor market and increasing inflation. Because of this, the Federal Reserve is in a very embarrassing position, and it becomes clear that they cannot be trusted. See, what have I been babbling about for the past 3 or 4 years? I've maintained my stance that the Federal Reserve is a hoax, and that their actions serve only to enrich a few at the expense of global civilization. The United States dollar is the dominant currency on a worldwide scale due to its status as the undisputed leader in international trade, but its impact extends far beyond the borders of the US itself. Every country maintains a strategic reserve of this money. Additionally, the 10-year note yield increased by 10 basis points in response to the employment figures released earlier today. Since the Fed's pivot started, it has risen 120 basis points. According to Powell, it's not going to be around for much longer. Unbeknownst to the Fed, the market is actively opposing its policies. Put simply, there is a growing sentiment that the Federal Reserve is being ignored. Your voice will no longer be heard by us. Individuals are developing their own opinions. Additionally, new asset classes are gaining widespread attention. First and foremost, there is cryptocurrency, all right. For that reason, we are witnessing an unprecedented degree of discord with the Federal Reserve. A lot of people are worried now that the Bank of America has said it doesn't think the Fed will decrease interest rates this year. Their argument is that cryptocurrency will suffer if interest rates fall. However, the inverse is true at the moment, as is evident from these charts. It makes little difference if the interest rate is low. The markets have been heating up regardless of the Fed's decisions, as we can see above. A lot of people are saying, fuck it, and investing in cryptocurrencies, because they are sick of the old-fashioned banking system. It will be rather unpredictable, that much is true. In spite of the fact that institutions will inevitably keep manipulating these markets, we are reclaiming power, and it is critical that we keep going in this direction, so that we can eliminate the Federal Reserve and achieve our financial goals for the future. Given the above, I have been devoting a lot of time and energy to researching SBI Holdings and their plans for XRP, as I have come to realize that there is more to this than what I had initially imagined. I believe many of you are going to find extremely intriguing the many major updates that have occurred in the past 3 days, including today, yesterday, and the day before. To start, SBI Holdings has announced that they will be investing in XRP cryptocurrency through a loan program. MicroStrategy, the approach that Michael Saylor used at his enormous organization, is something they are also putting into practice. If you want to make interest on XRP, you should buy it and never sell it. It will be loaned out by them. Their entire business strategy will revolve around buying XRP, therefore they won't be holding back. This grab, when seen through the lens of MicroStrategy, increased the value of a company from a few $100 million to several billions of dollars. So, accordingly, SBI Holdings considered it and came to the conclusion that, overall, it was a sound plan. But suppose that was being considered for XRP, and is now being implemented. Beyond this, SBI Holdings has many other ambitions. It is the connecting force among all of the Japanese banks. You see, by the year's end, they aim to have XRP in use by all Japanese banks. Amazingly, they intend to execute all of that simultaneously. So it's not surprising that it's in their plans as well. Bitcoin has received a lot more media attention and price movement as a result of Michael Saylor's plan and all of the positive news releases he has had for Bitcoin. When SBI Holdings of Japan does the same thing, which, as I mentioned before, they are doing a lot more of, I predict the same thing will happen. The Chief Executive Officer of SBI has stated that by the end of 2025, all Japanese banks will have adopted XRP. Someone thought about what this could entail for the price of XRP, and came up with a hypothetical scenario. At an average price of $2.35 per coin, 6.5% of the circulating supply would be purchased by SBI with an investment of 8.7 billion Bitcoin. An acquisition of this magnitude has the ability to drive prices higher, tripling the price of XRP to $4 to $5. If they were to invest 10% of their entire assets, the price of XRP would rise to $7 to $8, and if they were to invest 20% of their assets, the price of XRP might rise to $10 to $15. This only accounts for SBI's assets. It does not take into account their banking sector plans either. Simply put, these are SBI Holdings buying XRP. This digital lending service they intend to launch suggests that they will likely allocate 20% to 30% of their total assets to this endeavor. That is to say, Michael Saylor allocated an even larger portion of their assets to Bitcoin. It was probably more than half, honestly. You may put it out of your mind if SBI Holdings is successful at that. It's not hard to see XRP passing $50. This is something I'd like to touch on as well, though, because it was also mentioned in a December news release that provided some additional details. Global exceptional situations can be viewed on GAM. Following the lead of US-based investment firm MicroStrategy, SBI might benefit from an XRP buyback program, according to SBI's investment managers. With these measures in place, SBI will be able to bring its market valuation closer to its estimated NAV of 3.9 trillion Japanese yen. Just so you know, SBI is a partner of GAM Investments. SBI has finally made its stance clear on the matter. Here, everything is happening simultaneously. I did some research and found that the entire size of the cross-border payment market in Japan is around $1.6 trillion every year, with annual growth of a few percent. The goal of SBI Holdings is to have all banks do this by 2030, when it is anticipated to exceed $2 trillion. By the way, many Japanese banks are currently testing XRP on the private ledger for cross-border payments. If all goes according to plan, they can integrate the XRP buyback and convince all of these banks to start using XRP. In my opinion, XRP will defy expectations and move above $100 per coin during this event. Appreciate you taking the time to view my video. Support my channel with a like and a subscription. Goodbye for now.